Thank you. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, partners and sponsors, let me quickly begin by recognizing the head of service, Katsina State, Alhaji Falalu Bawale. Thank you very much for joining us, sir. Also have in our midst the Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture, Alhaji Honorable Aliyu Zakari. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. Let me acknowledge the presence of Alhaji Bello Kagara, the Honorable Commissioner of Finance. Thank you for joining us, sir. We also have the Director General of Katsina Directorate of Information and Communication Technology, person of Naufal Ahmad. Let me also recognize the presence of the Executive Secretary of Katsina State Development Management Board, in person of Malam Mustafa Shehu. In our midst, we also have Professor Abdulhamid Abubakar Mani, the Honorable Commissioner for Rural and Social Development. And let me quickly acknowledge the presence of the Special Advisor on Basic and Secondary Education, also Umar Mutallab. Let me also recognize the presence of special more recognitions during the course of the program. But in the meantime, on behalf of the organizing committee of the Katsina Economic and Investment Summit 2020, Kadir Mama Nasir, to the vicinity. Thank you very much.
Annually. This statistics is by the Global Annual International whatever on. We are the second largest producer of soft sugarcane in Nigeria as at 2024. Katsina State ranked 5th in ease of doing business in Nigeria. We have an annual GDP of 8.25 billion ranging to 8.7 billion. Our state, of course, everybody knows that the state ranked first in micro, small, and medium enterprise development in Nigeria. That nobody can compete with that. We are a major producer of other cereals and legumes. For our foreign investors, logistics and transportation is very important. Katsina is connected by rail line. We have a rail line that comes from Zaria to Kaduna and then runs through Zamfara State and terminates at Kauranda Moda. For those investors that are interested to as well in that logistics, we can commence discussions on a PPP rail line from Puntua to Katsina, if anybody is interested. The rail line connectivity also runs through Kano, Daura, Katsina, and is moving towards Maradi. And it has reached an advanced stage. And that will really improve logistics as well. Now, for those investors that are ready to do such business, 40,000 cooperative societies. For those investors that are interested in doing either an all lending if it is financing, or else if it is an outgrower scheme. We have 6 universities that produce several types of skills level. We have over 14 tertiary institutions, polytechnics, health technologies, that produce competent labor force in Katsina. We have over 10 skills acquisition centers that trains youth with various skills. To cap it up, we have a Ministry of Higher Education and Vocational Training that can provide you skills with necessary information of the types of skills that we have, so you don't have to go here and there beginning to scout for skilled labor force. Even in the investment promotion website, we have information that guides investors on whom they want to pick. Our priority sectors: agriculture, industrial parks and special economic zones, information, communication and technology, power and energy, mineral resources, property development, hospitality and creative arts, transport and logistics. If you looked at the slides there, it will give you our available controllable irrigation with capacity of that much. But prominently, we have Sub-Kejibia, Goigwae, have a total of this capacity. Cotton, groundnuts, and food crops such as maize, guinea corn, millet, and vegetables. Sugar processing factory, rice, oil, and flour mill, textiles, dairy, meat processing, tannery, hatchery, and poultry production, etc., including sheep, goats, finished feedlots for meat processing. Katsina will even soon establish a research for development center on livestock, and that's another opportunity too. Look at the number of cattle that we have, over 2.7 million. We have sheep about 6.6, goats 7.1 million heads. And we have serious potential for commercial scale rabbit and catfish production. Of course, beefs, hide and skin, bones, calcium, gallstone, liver protein that is produced by this same rabbit. Now, in case there are challenges on what to do, we have this to guide investors. What we do with maize, we have provided there. It owns derivative products that you can see. Soybeans has its own derivative products we have. Additionally, we have preliminary feasibility studies on this to guide anybody that is interested. For sorghum, we have provided what you can do with it: confectionery, malt extract, starch, and beverages. There is huge opportunity for those of us, because for those of us that are interested in having orchards, plantation estates, establishment of large-scale fruit production, palms, involving introduction of improved seeds, varieties of enhanced quality and standard with focus on citrus, mango, guava, cashew, papaya, pawpaw, and data farm. Let me even tell you a story now. Even if you didn't come to our office, if you meet our chief of staff, who is representing the governor here, can take you through this. He is highly versatile in this. So we have a reservoir of knowledge, a residue in Katsina State. Value addition, processing and packaging factories. We have mentioned that tomato handling factories, cold chain bulk storage, and preservation, processing, value addition, and production of tomato puree. Oil extractions, industry focusing on moringa, neem, sesame, soybeans, and sunflower. Then on rice processing, we have that as well: fruit extraction, beverages production and confectionery, dairy, meat processing and packaging industries. And then those that are interested in marketing and provision of agro-allied services, produce marketing and export services, manufacturing, procurement of agricultural machineries, equipment, tools, spares, then production dealership of agri-inputs, and then linkages to technical service providers. Why we are putting this, especially this slide, is because of the number of farmers that we have and then the farming community across the states. Now, to give teeth to all this, you need a support for infrastructure, and the state is not leaving that unattended. So we are putting about almost 3 economic zones. The one that Governor mentioned yesterday, that he is going to provide a solar energy of about 100 megawatts next year, inshallah. That is along GBA Road. This is an investor or setting of a factory. It can survive if this economic zone is finally established. It has everything that you can think. You can live there, even without coming out there. And it's going to be converted to export processing zone, such that whatever you produce in the export processing zone is exportable worldwide. Not only that, it has a different tax regime with incentives and other things. Even yesterday, Governor was informing us that there will be what you call a single window at international language level, but then if you want, you can say one-stop shop in such a way that all the regulatory agencies, both of the federal and the state, will be warehoused there. Meaning that even if you are looking for a visa, you can obtain it there and then move out of the country if you want. Apart from this one, I have mentioned the cargo and the hangar business at the airport. And these are the image, so that people can see that we are just not saying it overhead. We have already a proposed sites and facilities that if you are interested, we can commence discussion and negotiation. This is some of our dams that we will have mentioned. Zobe Dam, I have mentioned its capacity. And around it, you can organize irrigation. You can even establish whatever you want to establish there. There is water, farmers there. You can do outgrower. You can go on your own and do it. We can do whatever arrangement that whoever is looking for it. The Kona Are Dam is also there for some of you that are coming from Kano. That is a dam you see by your left-hand side, and if you are going out to Kano by your right-hand side. And we can have any type of arrangement if you want to do business. There is also the Daibaran Dam. Daibaran Dam is around Daura. Just before you enter Daura, there is a lot of irrigation activities there, and we have a space that we can extend it up to Dusi local government. Subk Dam is very large. We have also a space for those that are interested in partnering with us. There is this Ladanawa cattle farm that the government is establishing right now. It has done a lot of work. There are some investors that agreed to establish a research center there. And there are a lot of byproducts to this space too, for those of us that are interested in doing business in this direction. This is Songhai Farm. Songhai Farm is an integrated farm with several facilities: hostels, staff quarters, classrooms, hotel, and some other micro cottage industries, fabrication, confectionaries, dairy. So for whoever is interested, we can have a discussion and then we can organize a trip for you to go and see in that place. It's under the Ministry of Agriculture too. that are into the market development, property developers especially. This is our Katsina Central Market. We're also open up for discussions for either lease or whatever any investors is there. It has an annual return of about 200 to 300 million naira. Dubai market is also available for discussions. It is on the current ring road that goes from the government house down to where you can connect your way to Jibia around the army barrack, way to Jibia around the army barrack, and it is now very close to the rail line station that will soon be commissioned by the president. It is the rail line station that starts from Kano down to Jigawa State to Daura to Katsina, and that's the station there. And it is a well-established market. So for those that are interested in PPP, we are open for discussion on that as well. Digital infrastructure in Katsina is another opportunity, gentlemen. The fiber backbone expansion, we are interested in deploying up to 3,000 kilometers of additional fiber by 2027, focusing on urban hubs, Katsina City, Funtua, Daura, economic cross-border trade corridors. OS data center and cloud developing a tier 4 data center and the state government cloud. Now, technology economy free zone, establishing a Katsina Tech Bile. I think the Director General on ICT will have his time and he will do more of presentation here. But I know that we have these incentives around it. I think there is somebody that has come for this discussion, Mr. Olu. I don't know whether he's in this hall. We have zero right to obey charges. Katsina State has waived all right to obey charges and annual renewal fees, drastically lowering infrastructure development costs. We are fast-tracking approvals. We have a dispute resolution mechanism. We have, in fact, started engaging security, our stakeholder. We have already mapped our stakeholders and we have started doing capacity building for them to ensure safety of their investments, since it's going to be deployed across the states. And we know how people normally vandalize assets. Out of it, equally, we have anchor tenancy potential. The government offers potential anchor tenancy agreements with the state institution to guarantee initial revenue streams, which is very important. And additionally on this, we are part of the states that Paragrama has slated for a broadband expansion network in the country. There are only 8 states in Nigeria that have been selected, and Katsina State is number 1 on the list. That is not in doubt. And we are the only one in the northwest that have been selected. In the northeast is Borno, in the north central, Nasarawa, in the the southwest, Ogun, south, Cross Rivers, and such as Diamond, Tamalin, and Space are mined by artisanal miners in Kapur, Danja, Jibe, Basari, Paskari, and many locations in the state. Anywhere you see artisanal farmers are, then certainly you have a lot of pot in that space. Granite is normal. Everybody knows that we have a lot of granite found in local governments except in Daura and Zango, and can be used to set up a granite cutting and polishing industry. We have one factory in Katsina that processes such thing, so we need more. For those of us that are in property development, this will assist you. I have mentioned that earlier. Good network of roads, especially the state capital, that has been complemented with 40-kilometer ring road, and now we have we are complementing more, and we have opened up the states entirely for this. Now, what next, gentlemen? Where there are people, of course, banking services, including the fintech services. I have earlier on said that we have over 11.1 million population, and that is huge opportunity. Now, if you go to Daura zone, in Daura zone we have 12 local government. Commercial banks only exist in 2 local governments, Daura and Kankia. The rest of 9 local governments, you have micro banks, but microfinance bank, but fintech financial services could provide somebody with huge investment opportunities. It trickles 500, 200, 1,000, 4,000, but on daily basis, you make a lot of money on that. So gentlemen, where do you source or sell your products? In Katsina, we have over 10 mega markets and other medium and smaller ones. When you go to the hinterland, Basari is a very big market. All these markets are the ones providing the famous Dawano market. If we collect them, we aggregate them, we are bigger than Dawano market. To come and see us and sit down and discuss with us to do a better business that will enhance your prosperity and our prosperity. When you go down to the south, Apur is very huge. Bakori, these are all grains market. Bakori, Paskari, Dandume, Danja. And out of this now, the state government is trying to modernize these markets across the states and contemplating of having a partnership at Danja market because of the prospects and opportunity of tomatoes. Now, what are the incentives that we provide? Our integrated park, we are ready to discuss. We are ready to discuss with him. Additionally, yesterday, you have seen Malam Umar Mutallaf with his team exchanging share certificates to state government and local government for Pontoe land report. And that is a very big and huge land report. And that is a very big and huge facilities there that one can export as their port of origin. There is also, for those that are waiver on business premises registration, for our micro, small and medium enterprises, and all the businesses that exist in Katsina are expected to pay an annual business premises. For whoever pay regularly up to 3 years has an automatic and a guarantee. We have motor vehicle registration fees waiver, wet and dry season support to farmers, and then interest waiver under Kaseda Business Potential Growth Program, as well as another additional waiver that anybody that obtain a loan from Kaseda and pay at right time, it will be double for him instantly in that week. Micro and Small Enterprise Support Fund, I mentioned that in Kaseda. In fact, Kaseda is entirely an incentive-based organization. I have mentioned the right of way charges and fiber optics. These are in addition to pioneer incentives, capital allowances, remittance allowances that foreign investors can take, but especially for right of way and other things like that. Ladies and gentlemen, let me stop here. Like I said, anybody that want to have a discussion with us, we are open. And then, most importantly, for those of us that are interested in, one, we are de-risking contingent commitment policy in Katsina. Fiscal and contingent commitment policy is this. One, that we have a budget on certain amount for anybody that is interested. One, we undertake due diligence on his pre-feasibility studies, feasibility studies at initial take-up, so that we risk your business, so that you see the certainty in what you are investing in. Happen to his business, there is something like that. Then we have the contingent liability as well, and that is risking the investment portfolio that you are coming to Katsina. Apart from other support that we can give you and guide, that is absolutely around. And we have a standing committee that is chaired by the Honorable Commissioner for Finance that guides and go about this. And most of the members of this committee are council members that even if there is a decision that should be taken by the council, majority of them are in the board, and it will be easy, fast at the council level. So we are open for business. We are ready to discuss with you. Apart from, additionally, for those that who have signed the MOU with you, yesterday I have one. So what we'll expect from you is equally to do those that who have signed or we announced yesterday. We are doing a groundbreaking ceremony on Thursday. And anybody that is here, everybody will have invited you to come and see at the venue where we are establishing an ultra-modern poultry and hatchery processing facilities in Katsina. The company is also establishing soya beans processing plant and aggregation center. Your Excellency.
Thank you very much. That was the Director General, Katsina State Investment Promotion Agency. I believe this is done by the man whom the cap fits very well, Katsina State, and he has done so with passion and thoroughly. It is now up to intending investors and partners to approach the agency for further discussions. As you have seen already, we have plenty investment opportunities lined up for you to grab immediately. So once again, this is kudos to His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Katsina State, for employing the right, for joining us. We also have Mr. Abdurrahman El Marzouk, the Company Secretary of Fairmont Shark Electric Vehicles, here representing Fairmont Shark. Fairmont Shark Electric Vehicles is one of the sponsors of this program. Let me quickly acknowledge the presence of Honorable Ahmad Nasser, the Special Advisor on Social Development. We also have in our midst the Honorable Commissioner for Lands and Physical Planning, Honorable Faisal Keita. Let me also acknowledge Shehu Abdu Daura, Special Advisor on Drugs and Narcotics, Alhaji Nur Asali Kazel. Let me also acknowledge one of our partners in person of Brian Ferreira. Thank you very much for joining us, sir. I also like to acknowledge the presence of the Honorable Commissioner for Budget and Economic Planning, Alhaji Malik Anas. Let me also acknowledge Alhaji Osman Isiaku, Special Advisor to His Excellency on Public Reform. We also have in our midst Professor Saifullahi Sani Matazu, the Statistician General of Katsina State. We also have Alhaji Aminu Mukhtar Musa, who is here representing the Rector of the College of Aviation. Distinguished guests, Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, we will now quickly watch a short video to summarize the recap of day one of the Katsina Economic and Investment Summit. Thank you. We should move on. Thank you. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, we are going to take some goodwill messages. And I would like to begin because there has been so much talk about land since from the plenaries yesterday and today as well. So it is only right that we begin to take the goodwill message from the Honorable Commissioner of Lands and Physical Planning, Honorable Faisal Keita. Please put your hands together for the Honorable Commissioner of Lands and Physical Planning as he comes forward to deliver a goodwill. Okay, of service, Katsina State Government to deliver his goodwill message. Thank you.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. The representative of His Excellency, the Governor of Katsina. The representative of His Excellency, the Governor of Katsina State, that is the Chief of Staff, members of the State Executive people. Alhamdulillah, as we can see, many entrepreneurs, many investors are here to drive one advantage or the other in favor of their company from Katsina State. Let me first of all express our sincere gratitude to the main organizing committee that organized an excellent event where the relevant people are invited. Alhamdulillah, Katsina State is well known long time before now for investments opportunities, for trade, and get what they can get in terms of their businesses and entrepreneurships. Thank you very much for organizing this event, and I thank you very much for finding time to come, and I thank you very much for all those that come from far and wide to witness this event to them. Alhamdulillah, I wish all of you safe trip back to your respective destinations. Thank you very much. Alhamdulillah.
Thank you. Please let's appreciate the head of service once again. And now I'm going to invite for another goodwill message a seasoned development economist who has worked for decades with the likes of African Development Bank, Afrexim Bank, the pioneer executive secretary of Kadipa, Malam Gambo Hamza, to deliver his goodwill message. Please put your hands together for Malam Gambo Hamza.
I would plead with the DGKIPA. Well, he's not listening to me. I believe that the need to consolidate and focus on 3, 4, 5 priority areas.
Please, let's appreciate Malam Gambo Hamza once again. And next, I'm going to invite Hajia Amina Zayana, the founder of Katsina Inner Wheel Development. Hajia Amina Zayana. Okay, moving on. Let me invite CEO FNA.
Excellency, Malam Umar Dikorada, PhD, CON, ably represented, PhD, CON, ably represented by the Chief of Staff, representatives of other state governors here present, elder statement present here, captains of industries and investors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Please permit me to stand. Energy between the federal government and the states. And we in the Northwest Zone have felt the value for that support. For us in Kaduna State, regional collaboration is not only desirable, it is indispensable. Our states share interconnected and economic destinies, and we, as well as common challenges, whether in agriculture, solid minerals, industrialization, renewable energy, or trade facilitation. The Northwest holds immense potential that can only be fully unlocked through shared vision, coordinated action, and purposeful partnerships. As rightly emphasized by the keynote speaker yesterday, Senate Northwest in the Northwest requires a holistic approach that tackles dialogue across community. I align with this position. The insecurity in our region is rooted in social. It is our hope that the discussions held there will culminate into actionable commitment, sustainable investment, and outcomes that advance the prosperity of Katsina State and the entire Northwest region. As the keynote also rightly noted, policy implementation must evolve from being an aspiration to becoming a consistent culture and habit. I think it was important yesterday, the keynote speaker mentioned that it's very important to note that policy is as good as implementation. So I employ all of us here. This gathering should be a gathering from talking. He said, coming together. He said, coming together is the beginning. Keeping together is the progress. And working together is the success. On that note, I wish us all the best, and I wish the success. On that note, I wish us all the best, and I wish us a fruitful deliberation. God bless Katsina State. God bless Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The economic advisor to His Excellency, Executive Governor of Kaduna State. Thank you very much for that wonderful goodwill message. Now, if the video is ready, you can play it now. Thank you. Now, if the video is ready, you can play it now. Thank you. enjoy me telling people. Policies.
In terms of reforms, but most especially when it is documented and is approved as a government policy. Explain, we want to know exactly if I engage to you, what am I expecting tomorrow? We have creative economy. Of course, with the coming of the current administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu has created a whole ministry on creative economic policy. So Katsina State is not left behind. We have done similar things and we are doing more. And that is why we now try to provide such a document. How do we engage us in terms of power and energy? Anybody with UNIDO, United Nations talk about that seeks to highlight